clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what, like fourth down, Hail Mary, no punch. Like every time I touch down, I gotta stunt. Randy Moss, yeah, my numbers going up. All these trophies, what do I need any more for? Check the stats up, you can check the scoreboard. Check the stats, Jay Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. If you ain't a winner, then don't come round. On my way to another city, it's a touchdown. Underlay, yeah, I gotta get it in a rush now. Let them hate, try to knock me down, but we got up now. You say that you ballin', keep it real though. Ay, why I never saw you in the field though? Ay, I make it look easy, it's a field goal. I've been grinding for a minute and I'm still going. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star, in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon.
Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Lutz now to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally wrestled down at the 11. A huge play there right off the bat. 61 yards that time on the ground. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A 4-yard touchdown run. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. McManus's point after is good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken short. And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch left, watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. 25, check 25, check. Real. Watch the twitch, watch the twitch. Point it right. Hurry. Done.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. They'll run it with the 85 MVP, Marcus Allen. Past the 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big pickup of 38. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down, it's Allen, and he will take this one in for a touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Now this offense about ready to take over again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Well, that play reminded me of Michael Strahan in 2001 when he was absolutely incredible. That was the year he set the single-season record for most sacks with 22.5.
And not surprisingly, Defensive Player of the Year that season. And he also led the league in sacks in 2000. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. And not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
It's our field. Regular. Alert, 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 alert.
Following the interception, Mayfield. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Hey, alert.
Now Allen. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and our drive continues here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up.
Big series right here. We got to step it up. Jump. Run. Hey, Orbit. Got one. Tighten up. Pistol. Sponge. Hey, alert.
3rd and long for Mayfield. Man open, Rice. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Point it right.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Allen, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Run. Bang. Alert.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mayfield to the right side. It's Kelsey. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 11 yards there, 1st down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain.
Hurry.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report.
Mike 50. And here we go.
Throwing on second and long. Mayfield. This is caught. It's Greg Olsen. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Alert, 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 alert. Don't let him breathe, defense.
On third down, Mayfield under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Demario Davis able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Lutz for the field goal try. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13.
Hey, team 6. Team 6. Pistol. Pressure. Switch. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Hurry. Shot.
Now Mayfield on 4th down. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion.
Brandon, I have one word for you after that completion for a first down.
Lucky?
Analytics.
Well, the analytics say you punt the football there.
So we're changing to analytics as we go, right? What a big-time play for them, and really took a big-time chance.
Yeah, big-time first half chance. They'll run with Allen, and he'll take this one down near the 15. Adrian Amos up to make the tackle.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And his guys have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Sacked there by the Hall of Famer Derek Brooks.
Wait, that 29. Alpha. 59. 59. They're not ready for this. Regular.
The final shot before half for Brady. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I got power up and got a team with me. Batman when I got a team with me. I get mean, I get green. Show the whole game what's never been seen.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. Opening minute, and already a trip to the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. That is caught by Cohen. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. This one taken from the 7. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. First carry for the Hall of Famer, Marcus Allen. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
Hey, box drop, box drop. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Real. Watch out.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Point it right. Hey, dude. King.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on third down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Hey, check Mike 50. Bravo. 50, check Mike 50. Hey, 133. Hurry.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here.
Let's go.
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Recon, 132 fighter. Run. Hey, Delta. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Pistol. Not today. Mike, check. Hurry. 59. We don't want this.
So that'll back them up 5.
Here we go.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Alert.
Now a carry for Allen. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Point it right. Check 3. Hurry. Go get him.
On 2nd and 15 now. Mayfield. And Olsen over the middle. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hatchet. Regular. Alert. Hey, Charlie.
From the gun, Mayfield. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Here's Allen. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. 16 yards, a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, alert! Check 4. Hey, alert!
Mayfield. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That catch good for 5. It's third down. So the first catch for Jerry Rice, always fun to talk about. His career stats, Charles, they're so good. He leads in so many categories that we can't even get to them all.
Yeah, what do they say? He combines ridiculous statistical supremacy with crazy longevity. How about this? Most receptions, yards, touchdowns, just to name a few of the accolades along the way.
Watch the whip.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This long drive continues here to start the second quarter as they'll see what they can do on third and goal.
Kill, turn up. You got tank. You got tank. You regular. Five. Watch out. Kings.
They'll run. This is Allen. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. They'll run for it. This is Allen. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. They stop him on fourth and goal at the 3. And the Jets are going to get the football back. And New York set to take the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2.
And he fires one that's intercepted. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
And New York set to take the field. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Hey, 15.
Now Mahomes to try again after the pick 6. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Holt. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. 68 yards. And the Jets have taken the lead. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set. 180. Alert. Don't get nervous.
start the drive with a give to Allen. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
From the 29, Mayfield. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
And Mayfield just getting the play off. And that is incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. On 4th down, they snap it to Mayfield. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Point it right. Hey, check. Mike, 50. Hurry. One touch.
Mayfield down. And that'll be incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and it's 2nd down. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that, but if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
On 2nd down now, it's Allen, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the 2nd quarter, 14-7. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
Hey, exit. Hurry. Let's go right here.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away.
The Jets take over.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
And New York set to take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up.
And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And this will be gathered up in the end zone. And that's a defensive touchdown. Once that ball was loose, the question was, would this be 2 or would it be 6? It's 6. The defense able to pounce on it.
And for the offense, the training didn't really kick in, did it? Once that ball comes loose, you've got to get on it, make sure that you recover it, or make sure you punch it out of the end zone. Anything but give it to the defense to score a touchdown.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
And New York set to take the field. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes, and that's complete to Cooks. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, complete. That's Holt. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Now it's Mahomes again. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Jets are going to take the lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
King. Come on, hey, 133. 49, check 49, Let's go. I got it.
Here's Mayfield. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 16.
This offense so far on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 16.
Go! Regular!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
He was covered by Jamal Adams.
Here's Matt Weil now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. And the Jets set to receive this 3rd quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. This one taken from the 7. And some room to roam now. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Tyreek Hill, 93 yards. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. They begin the drive on the ground with Allen. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Mayfield on play action. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. He was looking for the great one, Jerry Rice. And now it's 3rd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to get the 1st down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Check Mike 33. He can't hang. Hey, wahoo! Check 33. 33. Too little, Pep. Hey, check Mike 33. Point it right, point it right, point it right. Come on, boy. Watch out.
To throw, Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney, give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Smooth.
Mayfield to throw it. Wide open receiver complete. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now Mayfield, and they've got the hookup. This is Olsen. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Check, check, lucky. No, who draw closer. Check. Hey, alert 33. Hey, orbit. Hey, move. Big time drive, let's go. One time.
Mayfield looks to throw. But the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Hey, Echo.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
50, regular. Hey, Haywood. Alert. Up, Done.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. Try to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
I got you. Joker. Yellow. Attack. Exit. 59 mark. Check.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Throw complete right side to Cooks. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs.
Oh, and Mack has the ball stripped. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Holt. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. As his guys are in for 6. And the interception by the Jets D leads to a touchdown. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8.
They'll take over. 1st down and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Red, 20. We ain't giving up nothing today. Run. Check Mike 33. Check Mike. Hey, Foxtrot. Mike, check 33. Drop D. Hey, check Mike 33. Pistol. Come on, baby.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Khalil Mack able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
59. Zoom. Check. 59. Hey, alert. Man up, D. Check. I got it.
Throwing, Mayfield. And this is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And this offense on 3rd down today, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 19.
Point it right. Run. Hey, watch it. Hurry.
He'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Here's Hill on the return. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They defer to Brown to start the drive. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Now Cohen. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
Yellow. Mike, check, 59. Watch the run. They're running it.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Check. Fresno. I don't need to. Switch. 15.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. It's caught left side by Cooks. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Jets try it, but the fourth down play doesn't work. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
Good. 180. 59. I got it.
A first down throw from Mayfield. And he whips that one incomplete there. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. But it's going to be second down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. 15 yards on the play, first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
On first and 10, Mayfield over the middle to Kittle, complete. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed it.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Jadeveon Clowney getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Linval Joseph. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up fourth down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
Check. Real. Hey, 133. King.
One last shot for Mayfield here. And he's going to go down again. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better.
So that'll do it from here for Charles Davis and the rest of our crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com/Madden. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.
Big numbers, 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is Jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad be pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more Modesto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, dummy pesos. Hit your sauce, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Put numbers on the board, let them keep the score. Hey, 16
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
This will be taken very short.
Let's go, Spike.
At their own 28-yard line.
Hey, 20. 50. 50's a mark. 50's a mark. Hey, man. What? Point it right. Hey, alert 33.
The drive starts with a run by Allen. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, it's Allen. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On third down, Allen. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 2, and it brings up 4.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on fourth down, and my goodness, incomplete. So, Charles, why in the world do you take that risk there?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the surface. I've been around enough of these coaches and enough of these meetings along the way. Sometimes they're so confident in a play call that they don't care about the situation. They think that play, at that time, they're going to run it and pick up whatever they need. So maybe that's what it...
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Chicago. Saquon Barkley, 30 yards. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
36. He's coming. He's coming. Alert. Check. Crunch.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. On third down, Mayfield. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. The intended receiver there, Allen.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. He rifles one that's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Lutt's good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They'll start out on the ground at Saquon Barkley. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down.
Now Barkley stripped of the football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. There he goes right side. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a 2nd time.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
The drive starts with a completion, left side. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long?
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. A huge play there for Chicago. And even 60 yards. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack. First down, a bit of a disaster. And now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Ram fans in this old stadium on their feet. 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And a short return to the 6-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On 2nd down now, it's Allen, and he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Mayfield. Man open, Rice. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
On second down, it's Allen. He's got a first down past the 30 and all the way up to the 37-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, it's 10 fistfights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These 3 tight ends, they almost always win their fistfights.
Kevin Byard up to make the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Well, it wasn't much of a gain, but we're getting near the 2-minute warning, so maybe they just want to get to that point, regroup, and decide what they want to do the rest of the half.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 17 yards on the pickup there, and also a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
On first down, Allen. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. On second down now, it's Allen.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Hey, 33. Hurry.
On second down, it's Brown. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Protein spill. Hey, alert 33.
They'll give it here to Brown. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide.
He's got a man, complete. And at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
The Bears on the move. They've got another first down. Mahomes going to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
Bears take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Yellow. Hey, D-line, let's get in there.
Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense... This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Chicago. Alshon Jeffrey, 57 yards. And the Bears draw a bit closer. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is taken at his 4.
We got this.
At their own 18-yard line.
It's our time. Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Slam, slam, slam! Hurry, hurry!
They'll run on first down. Allen. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
At the 22-yard line.
Hurry, hurry! Regular, regular, regular! Check it back, check it back!
They keep it on the ground. Allen again. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25. The offense on third down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Hurry, hurry!
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Up, up! Check it out. Pistol, pistol, pistol. Hurry! On me! One touch!
On first down, it's Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because You would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mahomes now to throw. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A.J. Boye with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, when both guys went up for the ball, I just thought, who's going to come down with it? I didn't think he'd come down with it and then take it all the way for a touchdown.
That's battling, isn't it? Because normally, if both guys go up for it and come down with it, the tie goes to the offense. The defensive player didn't want it to be a tie at all. He wanted a little bit more, took it, and went the other direction.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Yellow. Arms up, little lady. Hey, 43, 15.
Now Mahomes to try again after the pick 6. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Now Mahomes. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Coverage was excellent downfield. I think he was more throwing that football away than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, because everywhere he looked, they were covered.
Sometimes it's better to go ahead and be convinced that there's no place to fit in the football than to go ahead and force it and turn it into a bad play.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So their woes on offense continue. That's the 2nd pick thrown here in the 3rd quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
Hey, let's get that. Mike 50. Hey, Charlie. Hey, keep it up.
Following the interception, Mayfield. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is finally out of bounds across midfield at the 40-yard line.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
They'll run on first down. Allen muscles him off. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Los Angeles as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check. Hey, alert. Hot. Pistol. 15, Mike. 22 jet bombers. He's checking. Pistol. Hurry. 25. Check 25.
On 2nd down now. It's Allen. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Mayfield on first down. To the right side, it's Kelsey. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
50, minus 50. Let's go. Run. It's our time. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. X3. 218. Chopper.
To throw again on second down. Mayfield. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. Mahomes now on first down. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
The defense is planned for this. All the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. Sanders has it over the middle. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A gain there of 30 big ones. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker. They go play fake. Mahomes. Over the middle, complete. It's Sanders. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
They do tack on the extra point as well. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be taken short.
First down and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
first down. It's Allen, and I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14. They stay on the ground with Allen. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now a handoff here to his running back. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Here's Matt Weil now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this ball is going to be touched down just shy of midfield.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Yellow. No attack.
Mahomes to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. Now a timeout called for by the offense as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Mahomes. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
Yes, it was a touchdown, and not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This will be taken very short. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here we go. 180. Hey, alert 33. Watch the run. Watch the run. Pilot, 64. Weak.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Mayfield off the play fake. Over the middle, he'll get it to Harrison. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Rip right, rip right. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Watch QB draw.
Now Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Harrison. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. His first attempt of the afternoon, and it's for the win. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So it was the defense that jumped, and that'll move them 5 yards closer.
I wonder how they did it. What if they twitched a little bit up front, a little subtle head movement that the officials didn't detect, but they got it done. Now they're 5 yards closer for their field goal attempt.
And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth. So he even got 5 yards closer thanks to that penalty, but he...
Yeah, and that's a special teams mistake. You'd make that one.
And from that distance, no question.